Hi, this is Matt Williams, Senior International Instructor for the Fax and Document Distribution Group at OpenText. In this video from the Fax 101 series, I want to show you how to route a fax to another user. There are lots of reasons you might want to do this, but let's say for this example that the fax is dealing with a project that one of our colleagues is already working on. When it comes to sending a fax to another person, there are basically two choices: forwarding and routing. Routing a fax completely transfers a fax to another user's mailbox. In their mailbox, unless they look at the history of the document, they have no reason to think that they weren't the original recipients of the document. Forwarding makes a copy of the fax in both users' mailboxes and indicates that fax with a special icon. So let's try to route a fax to another user. I'm looking at the administrator's mailbox right now, and I can right-click on any fax and choose Route. As you can see, I can also press Ctrl-R instead of using a mouse. Now I can choose who I want to route the fax to. I can choose a single user or multiple users if I want. I can also type an explanation which will be inserted in the fax history. Click OK, and the fax is gone from my mailbox. Now, since I'm logged in as administrator, I can see everyone's mailbox, so I'll click on the user I routed the fax to. Here is the newly routed fax. Notice that the date and timestamp for the fax still shows the date and time it was originally received on the fax server, not when it was routed. If I choose to look at the history of this fax, I can see the note entered when it was routed. Let's go back to the administrator's mailbox and forward a fax. Instead of choosing Forward from the menu, I could have used this Ctrl-W keyboard shortcut. The dialog that pops up asks us for the same info as before. When I click OK, the fax has been forwarded. But notice that the fax is still in the administrator's mailbox. And the fax has a new icon that indicates that the fax is a forwarded fax. Switching back over to the other mailbox, I can see a fax with that same icon, which is the fax that was forwarded. Clicking on the history shows the notes entered when the fax was forwarded. If I right-click on a fax, notice that I can also choose to forward to a different fax number. This means I can forward the fax to someone who is not on the local RightFax server. And that's all that's required to forward and route a fax to another person. I hope you found this video useful. For more videos about Fax Server, be sure to check out our channel on YouTube. New videos are showing up all the time. Also, check out the Fax Solutions blog with regular postings from all of my colleagues in the Fax and Document Distribution Group. If you have any comments or feedback about this video, share them with me on Twitter. Just go to twitter.com/technoevangelist. If you don't use Twitter, then leave a comment on the blog. I love getting feedback and suggestions, and many of the videos I have made have come from those suggestions. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye.